chance for Williams, and Williams turns it home. Here they come then, their first ever appearance in the Women's Champions League. Manchester United with the equaliser.
Historic, but hopefully we can look more towards the future. This club is 6 seasons old and we already have a major trophy. That is the part that builds a bright future, and we need to remember that. Anybody that knows me knows that I go every single day, I work my hardest to deliver moments like that.
It's been a season where we've made history. We've played in the Champions League for the first time. We've won that fabulous trophy behind you. How proud are you of these massive milestones for the club, but also you being part of that history?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at it, firstly for the fans, it's huge. We've added a moment that many won't forget. You know, I think there's a moment for the second goal goes in and it cuts to the footage on TV, and there's a family in the front row and the excitement as the goal goes in, and just the energy. It's like it didn't matter that it was women's or men's football, it didn't matter, it was football. And it provoked the same reaction. And so for me it was like, as a head coach, to be part of that is, I mean, it's something I'll look back in your end of your career and go, it was a wonderful moment in my life. But it's not about that right now. Like, it's about, anyone knows, anyone in football, if you stand still, you stop progressing. So I've got to work harder at finding ways to progress us in the league, progress us into winning more cups. And I haven't had a moment yet to think about it. You know, we had another game at the end of it. And I think from me, it's about a burning desire to add more. And I think it's a huge moment. I don't want people to forget that. Don't forget it. This club is 6 seasons old and we already have a major trophy. That is part that builds a bright future, and we need to remember that, because it's to get to that. We got to an FA Cup final last year. We got to the same final this year and won it. And we had the Champions League this year. If we played a team that got to the semi-finals, we could have been in that situation, and that's my job to get us back to there, but make sure we progress this time. And that's why anybody that knows me knows that I go every single day, I work my hardest to deliver moments like that. And you can't always do it. It's hopefully one day it's an expectance of ours, but it's something that I will make sure I do everything to try and do for this club. You know, we said last year that we want to get back to a final and win it, and we've done it this year. So I want to make sure that we go in that for years to come for our fans, because, you know, we want to give them as much success as we possibly can.
Oh, it's brilliant from Ella Toone, dancing around on the edge of the penalty area. Crosses in, it's 2! Rachel Williams knocked home. The cross again from the left-hand side is sensational.
So I think it's probably easy to say that some of the best moments from this season have come from the FA Cup. Beating Chelsea for the first time, the manner we did, the performance we gave, not just from the players on the pitch, but from everybody that was in the stands as well. It's one that's going to live in everybody's memories for a really long time.
Yeah, it should. And I hope that we can do that on a consistent basis. That's what I've got to deliver. But it felt as one. Like, there were moments in that second half we needed our fans. We needed them to drag us through. We started like we were on fire, and that's what we need to do in every game. Like, that's the level we have to get to. But it was a special moment, and you know, we talk about them as foundations and building blocks, not just as a one-off game that was a miracle. We have to be in a position where we know, even though Chelsea far outweigh us in the resources that they have, that we can get to a point where we find a way as our collective spirit, as one collective club, that we can beat them on a consistent basis. And again, same with Arsenal, same with Manchester City, and then same with the other teams who have progressed. I think people look at the league table this year and obviously see our position, but they don't look at the investment that other teams are making in their teams. That's why our league's becoming the best, because in any other game you can lose games now, And this has been the difference this season, and I think it will only get better and better.
Manchester United are FA Cup winners. The Reds taste Wembley glory in 2024.
There were two moments for me on a personal level. Obviously the goals and so on for the fans and so on, the noise is something that lives with you. I think there was a moment at the end of the game where I got 2 minutes when we were 4-0 up, so the game was pretty safe. And there was a moment I could enjoy it. And there's a moment I could just take in the atmosphere. Then there's a moment when we're up on the podium and the players are about to lift the trophy. And I just got a chance to look at all the fans and the happiness we created. And look, football moves so quickly that if you don't win every single game by 8 goals and win every title and every cup, then, you know, then negativity can set in. But there was a moment where we'd brought everyone together in a moment of happiness. And I think in life we chase the happy moments, and I think that actually it was a moment, those moments helped me create memories for me and my family and obviously our Manchester United family for many years.
You gave your medal to your daughter. I know that must have been a really special moment for you.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since. It's yeah, my runner-up medal was in the drawer, but I gave it to my daughter, and she's she's happily going to keep it, and it's hers, and now I've got another daughter, so I've got to go back again, and we've got to win it again, and I've got to give it to her. So yeah, it's a magic moment, because if anybody knows me, I do, or not only for my Manchester United family, but my personal family. That's why I'm here. That's my driving force, my driving factor, and you know, for all of the question marks that people have, that I actually live a day to day, and I'm a real human person that believes in family values, and that's what I try and drive into the players. And if you actually know me, you know that every single day I give everything for the success of this club. And so these are moments where I can actually share that actually, when we deliver something and a trophy, that actually I don't take gratification that it's for everybody else. I think it's a sombering moment that when we don't have the success that we want, actually people are working hard every day to deliver that.
Daly's shot has squeezed past. Mary Earps and Aston Villa have taken the lead.
It's safe to say some of the results definitely haven't gone the way we wanted this season. Going back to the first game of the season against Aston Villa, in your interview after the game, you said we were dominant but couldn't take our chances, which did seem to be something that kind of carried on throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, it did. I felt that I was looking back of our statistics throughout the season, and there's games where we've had 78% possession, there's games where we've had expected threat of 6.9. There's games where we've really dominated, we've had big chances, missed them, and then gone on to affect the result of the game, whether it be a draw or a win. And that for me is a hunger that the players have to continue to have. And knowing this group, they're the most honest group, so they'll know that. And the thing is, at Manchester United, where we are, we've been six seasons old. We have to have this unbelievable drive to be the very best of ourselves every single day. And if we do that, we can get close to the season last season where we lost 3 games. And I think, but that's the level we have to get to. We've got to be that almost perfect. And hopefully over the years as we progress, we can change that. So it's not about perfection, it's about squad depth and the quality coming in, and the experiences will already be there. I mean, lifting the trophy behind me is an experience that helped them grow. So I think all these added in will only build us for a bright future.
Shot comes in, and City clinical when the opportunity arose. Here she comes, slots it home, hat-trick for Lauren James. Frank Kirby with the effort.
I think when we look at we talk about struggles, but the season before we were excellent against those teams, barring Chelsea. And I think when I reflect on that as a manager, I look back to the Old Trafford game. There was a moment where we could have made it 2-0, and we played Man City, and we could have made it 2-0, and then we make these mistakes that are uncharacteristic, and we lose the game. away at Stamford Bridge, we lose 3-1, and we have a big chance in the second half to go 2-2, and we don't take it. And these are factors where I think, where we had that edge the season before, the other teams invest, get better, and you kind of have to fight again. But what I think it will do is, it will be in big games, there are different moments that we have to manage and control, and I think we've got lots of learnings from this season that will help me to do that for next season.
Miyazawa's going to have a go from distance, takes a big deflection. Hinata Miyazawa opens her account for Manchester United.
The cultures continue to develop, and adding players like Hinata in, and someone who's so respectful, such a good footballer, such a great footballing brain, but somebody who's dedicated to even learning a language to make sure that she can add to the culture, is so important. I think, you know, every football club has their challenges, but one of the strengths of our team is the togetherness of the team, and it's something I want to continue to build on next year. But adding I think you grow when you add in different cultures to your team, because it adds something to how you want to be. And like Hinata, I know obviously Mal this year, and obviously JC has also added to that. So you have to learn about yourself as you grow, and they add bits to your culture. So yeah, I mean, they're great people, great footballers, and hopefully we can get a lot more out of them next season.
Nalson's in the penalty area, shot comes in, it's a goal. Lovely footwork from Lisa Nalsson. Outswinger. Absolutely fantastic finish from Manchester United's Lisa Nalsson.
She was signed to add a mobility to the midfield that, you know, you need in the WSL, and she's given that. And my challenge to her now is to progress with the football, because she's actually a really, really good footballer. So I wanted to be dominant with the ball, to score more goals. I think she makes boxes, she's got a great strike, so I want to be able to add that to her game. But yeah, I think it took her a while, but you can see what happens when you wait for the moment for somebody to be ready. And as I say, hopefully she goes from strength to strength now.
So a word now on Maya Le Tissier. She was voted Players Player of the Season alongside Ella Toone. She made the most accurate long ball passes of any other outfield player in the WSL this season, and has not missed a minute of football.
She's an incredibly gifted footballer, great mentality, great personality, wants to win everything she does, so competitive. You know, she has the potential to be a future captain for Manchester United, I've no doubt about that. And is someone that will take on responsibility. From my perspective, to have her in the team for the array of passes that she has, she's like a quarterback. She can build from deep, she can find inventive passes, creative passes, she can feed the forwards, but she defends with her heart and soul. And I think whenever you watch, the reason Maya plays every minute is because Maya deserves to play every minute. Whether she dips a tiny percent in her performance, she wants to get better and better and better. Every day at training, she stays out and does extras. That's the type of person that develops a culture. And so I'm pleased as a manager that we identified her and brought her to the club, because I think she'll be a huge part of this club for many years.
I mean, we mentioned there that she shares that award with Ella Toone, who also won the Player of the Year and Goal of the Season. We know at the beginning of the season she openly said that she was struggling a little bit. How proud must you be, and there must be a satisfaction to see the way she's developed as a player this year?
There is, and of course, look, there are big moments. You need big players, and I think, you know, you look at the Leicester goal specifically, and I look at obviously the goal in the final, and those were moments the team needed her, and she stepped up to deliver. And she has that. Look, Ella has that quality. Everybody knows, but I don't think she's at the end yet. I think there's more to come, and I think what has impressed me is that even if you struggle through a reinvention of yourself as a player, because the opposition gets used to how you play and they stop that. So you've got to keep reinventing who you are. And I think I'm proud of her for those moments. I've seen her practice all those shots for weeks and weeks and weeks on end after every session. And it's no coincidence. People think you just turn up and do it. No, you have to work hard. But my job as a coach is to get even more out of Ella for Manchester United, and I've got to push her and I've got to drive her standards every day. But from my perspective, and she's a worthy winner of those awards because of the moment she's created.
Off the pitch this season, we've also had the joy of moving into this new women's dedicated building. I mean, what a difference this place is.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I know we'll build on for next season. It was new this year. I mean, I'm sitting in the situation here. The gym is fantastic. It's exactly what they need for the growth, the development of the sports science aspects of the game. But, you know, we have I want to give the credit to the supporting team around as well, because even the kind of food that the players get in the restaurant is magnificent. The support they get from the staff within there, it's a key part. It's not just the players, it's not just the staff, it's not just the club, it's everyone involved, and they play a huge part in the feel of our team. But to be in here, we now need to make sure that we utilise that and use it even more and progress it even more. As you get used to your home, you can grow the ideas around it, and I think that's something, we've got a great foundation for us to build a bright future.
As well as the FA Cup, we've also added silverware in the academy. We won the Under-16s PGA Cup, as well as the regional and national titles for the Under-21s. It's fantastic to see that kind of pathway is building now.
Yeah, it is, and as long as I've been in women's football, Manchester United, the youth teams have always had incredible talent, and they've done so well to nurture that talent. You know, I would love to like the men's team have, create a kind of pathway for players to know that they can come and play in our first team and go to the level straight away. But winning trophies puts you on a moment where you faced adversity, you faced a moment where it's not certain and you've had to make it certain. That builds a lot for the experience of a player coming in. And I'd love to build it. I'd love us to be a lot of homegrown, because it'd save a lot of recruitment aspects, but actually there's a balance to it. And I've seen the hard work that our staff are putting in, and all the parents at that age give everything. And I want to thank all of them. I want to thank all of the players for their efforts and their energy. And I want you to come up and be in our first team. But now you have to go to the extreme, push yourself every day, and hopefully there's a space for you in the first team.
How would you sum up the season in 3 words?
Historic, I would say. Inconsistent, but hopefully we can look more towards the future. But from those, it gives me not only the fire to push this team forwards, but also a rude awakening of what we must do to achieve the successes we want, which is to add trophies, to add league titles, and continue to drive our own standards. And we've got to almost be perfect, because you saw the opponents we're playing against are, you know, rich in their experiences, and we need to get those quickly in order to bridge the gap.